Hello everyone, welcome back to the class. So this session is all about a function in C. So here we are going to discuss what is mean by a function, what are the advantages of function, then what are all the types of function, then about function aspects. So how a function can be declared, how a function can be defined, and how a function call is used. So and along with some examples, okay. So in C program, basically when we have a large program, okay, so that large program can be divided into some basic building blocks. So we can refer that basic building blocks as a function here. That is the function contains set of programming statements, and those statements are enclosed within this braces, that is curly braces. So when we say the definition of function, we can say that function is a group of statements that performs a specific task. So means all these group of statements are written inside this curly braces. So we can refer it as either function, or we can call it as a procedure, or else we can call it as a method, or we can call it as a subroutine. So we can refer function as either with these names, either of these names. And every C program has at least one function, and we know that we have a main function in a C program, and the compiler will always start its compilation from this main function only. So if you don't have a main function in your C program, then your C program will not get executed. So always your C program should contain at least one function, that is your main function, and always your compiler starts executing the program only from the main function, right? So then is the advantages of function. So why we are going for this function, or what is the main purpose that we are using function in our C code is. So these are all the advantages that is we have when we are using a function, that which means your function can be called anywhere and at any number of times in a program. So when you have a set of statements, okay, when you're writing a set of statements, that is your function statements, okay. So when we have these set of statements, and these statements can be called anywhere and by any number of times in a program, so for that purpose we are using this function. And here we can avoid rewriting the same code again and again. So this is again similar to the previous point, that is, so we have a set of statements in a function, and let us consider this is a function which contains set of statements. So this statement contains some evaluation, expression, right, like a is equal to b plus c, like we have some statement in this function. So when we want to perform addition of two values, okay, we are writing the code, the evaluation expression inside this statement. So in your program, if you have a number of expressions which is going to evaluate the same value, or which is the same expression, if we want to use the same expressions in number of times in a program, okay, then in all those places, instead of writing this code, simply what we can do is we can call this function, and we can make use of these statements inside this function. So this can avoid rewriting the same code again and again. If it is of one statement, it is not an issue, we can rewrite this code again and again, right? But when a function contains n number of statements, or 100 lines of statements, so which should be rewritten again and again in a program, then instead of writing it again and again, what we can do is we can just call this function and make use of these statements that is present inside this function, so that we can avoid rewriting the same code again and again. So which is another benefit of having a function. And the third one is reusability of code. So we can reuse the code in your program. So it is again same, we can reuse the code number of times we want, okay, no need to write the same code again and again, so that we can use the reusability, we can reuse the code here. And the next advantage we have is, so when we have larger programs, okay, and that larger program has, when that larger program has multiple functions inside it, then that it can be tracked very easily. So whenever an error is occurring in the program, or whenever we have some misfunctions in a program, okay, when a program is not behaving properly or there are some misbehaving in a program, then we can easily track those that is present inside the larger program. So when that can be tracked easily is when we have a functions, okay, when we have multiple functions, then it can be easily tracked rather than having a set of statements continuously instead of writing it in functions. Okay, so if we use function, then it can be tracked easily. These are all the advantages. Now coming types. Okay, so basically there are two types of function. One is predefined function and the next one is user defined function. So we can call predefined function as either built-in function or we can call it as a library function. And this is one type, and the second type is user defined function. So what is mean by predefined function? So predefined functions are the functions so that are declared in the header files of C. Okay, for example, we can say printf, scanf, square root. So these are all some of the functions that we are using in our C code, and we are not going to define these functions again in our C code. So instead what we are going to do is we are just going to use this printf statement, and we are just going to use this scanf statement, and we are just going to use this square root function. So all these functions are just taken and used by the user. Okay, so the definitions of all these functions are already written. That is why it is called as predefined. So all those definitions are already defined in our C library files, that is header files. We are using header files, right? That is hash include stdio.h. So hash include conio.h. So we are using all these header files, that is math.h. So inside this stdio.h we have these printf and scanf. Likewise, when we are using square root, so this can be inside this math library file. So likewise, we have some of the library files, and all those library files have certain functions that is already defined in it. So we can just simply include this header file in our program, and then we can make use of those functions that is already defined inside this header file, like printf, scanf. So this is what about the predefined function. And coming to user defined function, so these functions are actually created by the programmer, or we can say by the user. So the programmer can create their own function for their purpose, okay, for some specific purpose, and he or she can use that use that user defined function as many times as they want. And what is the benefit of this user defined function is it reduces the complexity of a big program. Also, it optimizes the code. So these are all the types of functions. And now we'll see some of the function aspects. So when we say function aspects, there are three function aspects. That is function declaration, function call, and function definition. So whenever we are using a function, so that function should be in three ways. We should use all these three in a program when we want to use a function. That is, we should have a function declaration, then function call, and finally function definition. So when we say function declaration, here in function declaration, what we are just going to say is we are going to inform compiler that we are going to use some function in this program. Okay, so just to tell the compiler about the function name, what is the function name that we are going to use here, and what are the function parameters, and what is the return type of that particular function. So this is what will be in a function declaration. So this is the syntax of function declaration. That is, initially it should have a return type. So here the return type can be anything, like it can be a void. When we are using the return type void, so this return type does not return anything, right? So we can use either void, or we can use int, or we can use float. Like we can have any type as a return type here. So first it should have a return type and then a function name. So this function name can be anything. It is again it is dependent on the user. So user or the developer can give any name for a function. For example, we can give add or sub or sum. Like we can give some function name, and inside this function name, so here we have the argument list. So here this argument list contains parameters for a function. So we will see how to give the parameters for a function. So basically how the parameters should be is, it should be with a data type and a variable. So this is how a parameter should be given inside this argument list. So int a, and we can give more than one parameters. There is no limit for the parameters inside this function. So we can give more number of parameters like int a, int b, comma, int c, or we can give various data types also like float d. Likewise, we can give number of parameters inside this argument list. So this is how we can represent the, or we can give the parameters. This is about function declaration. So function declaration means we are declaring a function. That is, we are going to tell a compiler that in this program we are going to use a function, and that function have the return type like this, and that function have some function name, and it has some parameters. Right? So this is about function declaration. Then next one is the function call. So your function can be called from anywhere in the program. Also it can be called any number of times in the program. So here that can be called with the help of a function call. So how we can call a function means with the help of by using function name along with the parameters, that is argument list. So here this parameter list should not differ in function calling and function declaration. For example, here we are using a parameter list, that is int a. In function call also you should use the same parameter list. Okay, so it should not vary from function declaration and function call. So always your function declaration and your function call should have the same kind of parameter list. This is about function call. And coming to function definition. So here is your actual function body is, that is, it contains the statements. Okay, so the actual statements are present inside this function definition, and these statements are going to be executed. So this is the most important aspect, and to which the control actually comes whenever a function is called. So whenever a function is called, where the control comes, the control will comes from this function call to this function definition. Right? So here we must notice one thing, that there is only one value can be returned from the function. So this function will return only one value. And what is the syntax for this function definition? So it should contain the return type, the same return type what we have used in the function declaration, then the same function name what we have in the function declaration, and the argument list. So here the parameter list, we can use different names for parameters. Okay, the list should be same, but we can use different names here, and we'll discuss all those things later. And after that we have a function body. So in this function body we have the statements to be executed for a function. So these are all the function aspects. There is 3 aspects of a C function. Now let us take one example, and we will see how we can use the function in a program, and how it is used, and what is the purpose of a function. Then we can see what are all the predefined function that we are using in a function, and how a user defined function is used. Okay, so let us take this simple example. In this program what we are doing is just we are declaring a variables. Okay, and after declaring this variable, here we have some printf statement which is used to display the statement in the output. So when you execute this statement, always your compiler starts your execution from the main function. So inside this main function, initially we have a declaration statement where a and b is declared as a integer variables. And after that your compiler control comes here, and it prints this printf statement. It prints whatever is there inside this printf statement. So in output, initially sum of 2 integers will be printed. After that your control moves to this printf statement, and here this has enter value for a and b. So this will also be printed as output in the second line. Then coming to the next statement, here the control now moves to this statement scanf, and we know what is the purpose of scanf. It is used to get input from the user at runtime. So whenever we want to give input to the program during runtime, then we can use this scanf statement. So in scanf, we are getting the value for A and B, and here ampersand symbol represents the address, okay, where the value of A should be stored and where the value of B should be stored. So this represents the address. And after getting the value from user, now the control goes to the last statement, printf. So in this printf, it will print sum is, and in the place of this percentage d specifier, so what it will print is, it will print the value of a plus b. That is, it will compute the value a plus b, and the result will be printed in this place percentage d, right? So this is how the simple program a plus b, that is addition of the variable a and b, is happening, right? So this is a simple program we are we are writing with the help of predefined functions. And if you look at here, we have predefined functions like printf. So here printf is a predefined function, then scanf is a predefined function, then this printf is also a predefined function. So all these functions are already defined inside the header file stdio.h. So when we want to use these printf and scanf statements in our program, so these functions can be accessed by with the help of this header file stdio.h. That is why we are using this header file #include stdio.h. This IO represents input output, standard input output, and h is the header file. So with this input output, we have functions printf and scanf for output, and this is for input, right? So when we execute this code, what will be the output that we will get? The first one is, we will get the printf statement, that is sum of two integers with colon, right? And after this, the control moves here, and again we have enter value for a and b colon. After that, the control moves to scanf statement. Now scanf statement is used to get value for a and b. So user have to enter some value for a and b here. Now I am giving value 5 for a, and I am giving value 10 for b. Now 5 will be assigned to a and the value 10 will be assigned to b. So after this statement, the control will move to this printf, and this printf will print sum is colon, and instead of printing this percentage d, so here it will look for the corresponding statement present here, and this is a plus b. So here 5 plus 10, the value of a is 5, b is taken as 10, so 5 plus 10, 15. So now the output will be printed like this. So this is how the user will get the output. And this is just a simple program with the help of predefined function. Now we will see how to write the same code by using user defined function. So this is the code for user defined function, and this code is also for performing addition of two variables, that is a and b. So if you look at here we have three function aspects. One is function declaration, then function call, and function definition. So if you look at this statement is the function declaration, and this function declaration should happen globally, that is outside the main function. We are declaring this function, and here this is the return type of the function, and this is the function name, and here inside this function name we can have argument list, and here we don't have any argument list. That is, this is we are not using any parameters here. Okay, so this function is without a parameter. This is function declaration statement. And then coming into main function, so here you can see this is what the function call. So when we are calling a function, just we need to use the function name, and then if there is any parameter, we can give the parameters here. Otherwise, if there is no parameter, just leaving all the parameters and keeping only the braces. So this is what a function call. And you can see here, so these are all the function definition. So here this is the function definition, and we are using the same return type that is used in function declaration. So void, and then function name, and then parameters, there is no parameters, so just braces. So whenever we are defining a function, we should not use semicolon here. Why? Because always semicolon is used at the end of the statement. That is to specify that the statement is end there. It is terminating there itself. It is not a continuous statement. So in order to represent the end of the statement, or in order to represent the termination of a statement, we have to use that semicolon. But when we have function definition, here the statement is not going to end. Why? Because your definition actually starts here, right? So this starts with the open parenthesis and it ends with the close parenthesis, sorry, close braces. Okay, so here we are using this braces for open and close of a function definition. So here is your function definition. Inside this we have some statements, and this is what is going to be executed when we call this function, right? So inside this function you can see we are declaring two variables a and b, and we are having a printf statement that contains enter value for a and b. Then we have a scanf statement which is used to get the input from a and b for a and b, and then again the printf statement that is used to produce the result, that is sum. So this is what defined inside the function. Instead of writing it directly, here I am using the user defined function to write the same set of statements. So if you compare the previous program here, you can see the differences, right? So here inside the main function we have these set of codes, and instead of writing it in the main function, here what I'm doing is I have created my function named sum, and inside this function I have written all those statements. So now when you execute this program, as I told you, so first it will look for this after this header file and after this global declaration, your compiler control directly comes to the main function. So inside this main function, what is there inside this main function? Initially it has a printf statement, so this will be printed first in the output. After that the control moves to this statement. So what is this statement? This statement is actually a function call. So whenever a function call is there, so this is actually calling some function. So what your compiler will do is, your compiler will search for a function with this name and with this parameter. So if it search for a function, so here is the function definition for this function call, that is it has the same function name and parameter list, right? So directly after this statement, directly your control comes to this function definition. So here it will enter into the block, then it will execute this statement, again it will execute this statement, then it will execute this statement. So after executing every statements inside this function definition, now again your control will move here, okay, to the next statement of this function call. So whenever you have some other return type, okay, instead of void, if we have some other return type like int or float something, then it will return some value. Since we are using void, it doesn't return any value, so your compiler control directly moves to the next statement of your function call. And if there is any return statement here, again the control will move to that particular function call statement to return something. Understood? So this is your function declaration statement, this is your function call, and when function call is encountered, the compiler control directly moves to the function definition, and this is what the function definition. So when you execute this program, what could be the result? So first in the main function, it has a printf statement sum of two integers. So initially it will print sum of two integers that is given inside the main function. So after that it will go to the function call. After seeing the function call, it will check for the function definition. So it will move into the function definition. Here there is a declaration statement. After that we have a printf statement. So this will be printed in the output screen, that is enter value for a and b. After printing this, it will come to the scanf statement. So now user have to enter input for a and b. So for example, I will enter the same value 5 and 10. So now a will have the value 5 and b will have the value 10. After this, we have a printf statement. So this printf statement prints sum is, and for this percentage d, it will take the value. It will refer the value here, so which is a plus b. So 5 plus 10. Again the value 15 will be printed here. So after completing this, your control moves to this move here to again to the main function, and if any statement is again present here, it will execute that statement. If there is no statement, then it will terminate the main function. So this is all about the functions. Hope you understood the concept. Thank you.